Quick, Chris, do a funny intro.
I'm drinking a nice tiny can of Pepsi.
Welcome
There you go.
back to DPS Ultra. What kind of
That
Pepsi?
is what I'm doing, by the way. Pepsi Cola made with real sugar, and it's one of the tiny cans, so it makes me feel like Andre the Giant.
Oh, nice.
Anybody want a peanut?
I'm drinking Orange LaCroix.
It's LaCroix.
Oh, sorry. This is what the people tune in for. Hey, welcome back to DPS Ultra. We're playing Silent Hill 2 in celebration. Thank the good Lord above that Silent Hill is alive again. And I thought that what better way to celebrate than play one of my favorite games of all time, Silent Hill 2. This is the Enhanced Edition, which is like a PC mod that fixes the original PC port of Silent Hill 2, which is a train wreck, to say the least. How is it different? Let's find out.
I think it's funny that
whoops.
pretty much all versions, except for like the original and the greatest hits version on PS2, are just like buggy as shit.
I think the Xbox version, like the original Xbox version, is actually no, it's not. Never mind.
It's like the 360 version that was released on the like that compilation.
Oh, the
was
HD
pretty-
collection.
Yeah, that was pretty bad if I remember correctly.
You know, I never had a problem with it. I mean, it was like, you know, there's the infamous, like, you know, the Silent Hill Ranch sign that used Comic Sans font, but from like
That's funny.
Yeah, but like from a performance standpoint, I never had a problem with it.
It'd be funny if he was just like pissing in a urinal.
Mary, could you be in this town? Yeah, so with this, I mean, obviously, I think from the get-go, you can see that it is in widescreen. And, wait a minute.
The resolution is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's full 1080p, high-res textures. I turned off like grain because I always think that like film noise looks like dog shit.
Yeah, especially in HD. It only works in like the lower resolution stuff because it you know, essentially
See that town,
helps with the
Silent Hill.
it's almost like anti-aliasing, but not.
Promised you'd take
Yeah, I was gonna
Did
say it kind of hides like the imperfections a little bit.
but you never did.
He never did. You fucking
Well.
dickhead.
I'm alone there now,
Thanks
Thanks
to
a
you.
lot.
in our special place.
Wow, you can really tell that the background is just a fucking picture.
Yeah, it's just like a low-res JPEG.
It's like a postcard from
I got a letter.
State Park.
The name on the envelope said Mary,
Mari.
my wife's name.
Is Mary?
It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
never mind.
Is Maury. Maury Povich.
It was close enough, so I came to investigate.
That's what I keep telling myself.
And I found out I am the father.
I can't write a letter.
So I fucking killed my wife,
Dead
and then I
since
forgot.
3 years ago.
Oh,
Spoilers.
spoilers.
God damn
it, Dad,
getting off.
Why am I looking for her? Our special place.
A cat jumped up on my desk.
No.
What could she mean?
Special guest on today's episode of DPS Ultra, Chris's cat.
Yeah, Agent Dana Scully.
Does she mean that?
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys named your cats after X-Files.
We spent the whole day.
Well, we have Scully,
Just the two of
and then
us
we have
staring at
Marlowe.
the water.
Oh, okay.
which is close to Mulder.
Could Mary
um,
really be there?
So there's this one time
Is she really alive?
I think you commented on an Instagram post
Waiting for
when
her.
we first got Scully, and your phone auto corrected it. You're like, oh, you guys should get another cat named Mulder, but it auto corrected to Muldoon.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and we were like, holy shit.
Oh,
We just need to name. We need to name the cat Muldoon.
I guess I
Scully and Muldoon.
never like checked it.
It's pretty funny.
Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh, maybe I can't. The controls are kind of weird. Oh, okay, there we go. I got a map of Silent Hill.
Wyatt Mountain.
Yeah, so, this is, I have kind of like a really fond memory of originally playing this game, when it first came out. Oh, I can't go any further by car, guess I'll have to walk. I don't know if I ever told you this, I'm sure I did, but, the very first time I played this game, back in 2002, this game took me a year to beat.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, because I was so fucking scared to play it. Oh, what the these... Wait a minute, hold on. These controls are... fucking weird.
Vibration. Hard.
Hard vibration. Turn... What the fuck?
Oh, your cursor is also in the middle of the screen.
So it is. Let's see. Run. No. Oh my fucking god. Alright. We'll just have to deal with it. But yeah, I was so scared to play this game when it first came out that I would play it in, like, increments of, like, 15 to 20 minutes each time, and then I'd get scared and, like, turn the game off. And there would be points where I would be really far from a save point, and I was like, I don't care, I'm scared!
Like, back in the day, I mean, the Silent Hill games were the scariest games, like, on the market.
Yeah.
The Silent Hill 4 was, like, I know for the longest time, like, people hated Silent Hill 4. But man, when I first played that in, like, the kind of, like, late 2000s, probably like 2008, 2007, something like that, that shit, like, fucked with my head.
Yeah, that game is very, like, underappreciated. Because, like, I still remember when the trailer for that game first came out. I think it came out at, like, E3 or something like that. And that trailer made Silent Hill 4 look like the scariest fucking game, like, ever made. And, every once in a while, I'll go back and, like, rewatch it, and it's still fucking, like, really creepy. But, like...
The game is still super creepy.
I think so. I mean, I don't think it's, like, scary. It definitely has some, like, creepy moments. But I think the scariest Silent Hill is Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, Silent Hill 4 is more disturbing
Yeah.
than anything else.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, fun fact,
I didn't mean to
the
scare
fuck is
you.
this girl's name?
I'm kind of lost.
I don't know.
Lost?
She says it in a sec. She says it in a second.
Yeah.
Abley.
I'm looking for.
Yeah, good old Abley here.
Is this the right way?
So, in this
Yeah.
game, she's supposed to be 16.
With this fog, but there's
What?
only the one
Yeah,
road.
she's 16 right
You
here.
can't miss it.
That is a 35-year-old mom.
Yes.
But
Yes.
And, like, I found out about
I
that,
think
like,
you'd better
fairly
stay away.
recently. And I was like, no fucking way.
this, this town, there's something
This-
wrong with it.
Town.
It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it?
Pretty
dangerous?
easy to explain what's wrong with this town.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look around.
And it's not just the
Look around you.
fog either.
Okay.
It's-
Oh, that was such a good show.
I'll be
Oh,
careful.
I loved it.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just.
I don't
guess I
believe you're
really don't
16.
care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town.
You
either
look
way.
like you're about to enter a midlife crisis, to be honest.
But why?
You tell me.
Looks like you're about to buy a really expensive Pilates machine.
Who is it?
Someone
Who is it?
very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too.
My dog.
I'm looking for my mama.
My
mean,
dog.
mother.
Pebbles.
It's been so long since I've seen her.
Wow, it's weird hearing like
I
the
thought my father and brother were here.
the
but
voices in such like a clear.
I can't find them
way.
either.
Yeah. Yeah, like every aspect of this
I'm sorry.
game was updated, including like the audio and the FMVs as well. They're like,
Find
I think they were like
Yeah,
upscaled
me
by
too.
AI or something like that. Okay, I guess we won't know her name. We figure out her name eventually. Angela, I think her name is.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Angela, the
God.
16-year-old. Oops. Yeah, so, but yeah, this game, like, just for the longest time, I was, like, terrified to play it, and then I got older and I beat it in, like, 2.5 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're so exposed to like really scary shit now,
Yeah.
like in all media forms, except music, I guess.
This part always freaked me out, too. It sounds like somebody's walking behind you. Well, it stopped, but...
God, one of the parts of Silent Hill 4 that really freaked me out is when you like walk into a room and it's just like the girl's head.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
massive and it's like the size of the wall and her eyes are going like crazy and like one of them follows you around.
Yeah, and that there's no, like, it's never explained. Nobody in the game comments on it, including the girl. I forget her name. It was like, I don't remember. But, like, there's a point in the game where she follows you, and you can go in that room with her, and she doesn't say anything. Nobody, like, Henry doesn't say anything, and it's just like, okay, and you just, like, leave. It's really
Oh,
trippy.
and like the looking through the hole in the wall with the bunny.
Oh, yeah.
And like you look in there, like every time you go back to the room, like you look in it and look in the hole, and then after like the 10th time of looking into it, it's like turned towards you.
Oh, that's
It's like,
right.
oh my god.
Yeah. That's one of the things about Silent Hill that I don't know, like it personally it didn't bother me, but a lot of people had like complaints about was that Silent Hill, I think starting with 2 actually, like every game in the franchise was like everything represented something. Like it's a very like symbolic game. Like, you know, like for example, like Pyramid Head is like a representation of James's like sexual like not guilt, but frustration. And like the bubblehead nurses are also like represent his like sexual frustration and like things like that. Or no. Yeah, that's right. And then like basically like everything in each game is symbolic to the point where it was just kind of like getting ridiculous. And I think with Silent Hill 4, the symbolism in that game was that Henry was a what's the term? A voyeurist? Is that it? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like he watches people, which is why there's such an emphasis on like looking through peepholes and looking out windows to like watch people. And like when I found out about that, I was like, okay, like this is getting kind of like I don't really have an issue with it, but it's like we're really stretching here to like for like the symbolism aspect of like Silent Hill.
And was that like an official explanation of it?
I don't know if like Konami or like whoever worked on the game officially was like, yeah, that's the reason, but it was like if you like play the game and like pay attention, like that's kind of like the reason.
I always took it as like he was an agoraphobe, where he didn't, you know, like someone with agoraphobia stays inside their house all the time and they're afraid to go outside
Yeah.
because they feel like everything outside of it is dangerous.
Oh, that could be it too. I mean, I guess it's open to interpretation, I guess, but
Yeah.
But yeah, just like everybody, like with Silent Hill Homecoming, I think this was actually officially like talked about or explained. But Alex, he had like mental problems, and because I think his dad was an alcoholic and like physically abused him when he was a kid, and so he made it up in his mind that he was a soldier. And like because he wanted to like make his dad proud, so he just like made up in his mind that he was like a soldier and he was like injured in armed combat overseas, and so he was sent home, and that's why he's like so good with weapons and like he's so athletic. Like if he gets knocked down, you can like nip up and like start attacking enemies again. But I don't know exactly like why Silent Hill would be like punishing him, though. I didn't really get that far. I didn't really like understand that part.
Didn't he like kill his little brother? Wasn't that what?
I think
He like went on a little boat in the middle of a lake and like drowned his little brother or something like that.
I don't remember. He did like something, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he killed somebody. That Homecoming is actually pretty good.
I really like Homecoming.
A lot of people didn't like it because it's a little bit more actiony, but like for a Silent Hill game, it's still very much Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
ghoul.
A ghoul.
I don't know how you can't like see that when you like sneak your way in there.
Oh, what Silent Hill was it when we were like both playing through it at the same time, and you were telling me like God, it's so hard. I can never tell when the enemies are coming up because like there's no radio.
Oh, Downpour.
And I was like, yeah, there's a radio. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? And it turned out that like
uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. What the?
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, are you fucking... I have to click in the right stick.
You have to click in the right stick?
I'm holding in the right stick to, like, ready, and then I have to hit,
What the hell is it?
circle.
It's weird.
Human.
This is slightly annoying. Anyway, that's
And it turned out, like, the radio in Downpour is in a really dumb spot. Like, on top of a roof or something like that. Like...
Yeah, so like we both got it at the same time, and we were like, "No, how far are you?" And blah blah blah. And then like what you said, where I was like, "Yeah, it's bullshit because you can't tell when enemies are coming because there's no radio." And like you told me that there is, and I was like, "No, there's not." And then I think I watched you play it, and you're like, "Yeah, see right here." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I didn't find a radio. And it turns out near the beginning of the game, when you climb up on top of I think it's a gas station roof. And literally just you climb up and you just walk forward and it's right there.
Yeah.
And I just like missed it.
Yeah, and the game still progresses.
Yeah, like in all of the other Silent Hill games, you cannot progress unless you get the radio. And a lot of the times it's a cutscene. Like with this one right here, if I don't go in that little area with the enemy, I don't progress. So I have to go in there and trigger a cutscene. And in Silent Hill 3, you have to get in an elevator, and the elevator, like, goes down. And then you see, like, an enemy, I think. And, whoops. And, Heather gets all freaked out. And then an elevator a radio drops from the ceiling.
Yeah, Downpour is not good. I don't like it.
It's not great.
I would say it's one of my least favorite.
Whoop.
Oh, the road's gone.
Guess I'll go around. Yeah, I'm like, I really wanted to like it. It was just like I thought the enemy, like the monster designs, were fucking horrible.
Oh my god, the cop cars in that one town.
I think that caused me to like stop playing the game because I just got so fucking pissed off. I was like, fuck this.
because like they just show up all the time, and then that town is super hard to navigate,
Yeah.
and it just uses up all your items, and then
Yeah. I thought there were a couple like interesting parts, but for the most part, I thought it was just like not very good. I don't think it's like a horrible game or anything like that, but
No.
it's definitely the worst Silent Hill for sure.
yeah, because like the atmosphere is cool, like the story's cool, like you know the setting is pretty neat. I like the aspect of rain and water and all that.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to do something different, which I appreciated, but it didn't help that the game, like, I don't know if the game was like not ready yet, and they just like, oh, there's a crawly dude under there, and like Konami was just like, nope, we want to ship this now, and they just like shipped it like before it was like really done, so the developers had to like rush. But
I mean, knowing Konami, probably.
yeah, that was around the time where they were just like whoring out Silent Hill.
Yeah,
because that was like when the HD collection came out. I think it was the same year. It was actually yeah, because it was Downpour had come out. I don't remember like the time frame, but it was the same year. I know that. Downpour came out, and then the HD collection came out, and then the second Silent Hill movie came out, all in the same year. And like all three of them were like bad.
Downpour on the PS3 is nearly unplayable.
Really?
Oh my god, the frame rate is like, I don't care about frame rate, like if something's 30 frames a second, I don't care,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, fucking Jesus goddamn Christ.
Whoa!
That actually scared me.
Like people that are sticklers for 60 frames a second. If it's not 60 frames a second, I won't play it. It's like, shut up. But it's seriously like sometimes it bogs down to like 5 frames a second.
God damn.
And it's just super jittery, and it just, your PS3 sounds like an airplane.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was also during a time when the PS3 was like really hard to like develop games, like multi-platform games for. Like it was very famously like if you were gonna get a multi-platform game, you need to get it for the 360, because unless it was like, I think there's like only a few exceptions. Like I think Portal 2 and Burnout Paradise run better on the PS3. But for the most part, like everything ran better on the 360. That.
Oh my god. The Fear port.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Like that is unplayable. Like 100% unplayable.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh,
I still have my copy because I got it when it first came out.
You're like, I need to save this for historical purposes.
Yeah, I bought it used, and I hadn't heard about how bad the port was. And it's straight up, it's, I don't know how that could have gotten shipped. Like, it's totally broken because sometimes, like, frames will just stick for a whole second.
Mm-hmm.
It's just super jittery, and like when you're moving, you just like jump forward because the frames are so slow. The graphics are all like screwed up. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Like when the games like came out, or no, it came out on PS3 after the fact, right? Like it came out on 360 first. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's originally a PC game.
Yeah. I actually, I don't think I need to stay in here.
There's a leg guy.
Hey, leg guy. Excuse me.
Leggums Magoo.
Yeah, I bought Fear for PC, like, when it first came out, knowing full well that my computer was, like, not going to be able to run it. And
at the time, it had such high requirements for the time.
Yeah, oh my god, it was, like, ridiculous. And, I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to figure out a way I can play it. And, nope. I bought a game that I could not play.
That game holds up really well.
I think so, too, actually.
That at the time, that was the scariest game I ever played. hands down.
Um,
That game was so scary. Because I got it when it first came out, and my PC could run it okay. And oh man, like the part where like you're going up a ladder, and there's like an air conditioning duct behind the ladder, and so as you're climbing and you pass this air conditioning duct, she crawls from one end to the other, like right into your face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was so scary. Now it's not as scary, but man, at the time that was because all of the scares and stuff that they had in that game were pretty new to the game world, really.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely like you said, it's definitely ahead of its time. I think the part that makes me laugh sometimes about it though is the like when you're walking, the head bobbing animation.
Head bobbing animation?
Yeah, like, or not head bobbing, but like, you know how like in like first person shooter games when you have like when you're holding a gun and you kind of like your like arms bob up and down.
Mhm.
Like in Fear, like whenever you get a chance, go back and play Fear again, and like just have your character like walk, and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just it's comical. Okay. There is writing on the scars from the past shall remove the nail. Oh yeah. No, because I can't move it yet.
Will you push the clock?
Hour. Okay, so 10, 15. Hour, minute, second. I think. Oops. Oh no, I need a key. Yeah, I figured.
Break it.
Yeah, Henry. What the fuck is this guy? James. You got a fucking...
Henry James?
Henry James Skellington.
Henry James Dio.
Oh fuck, we haven't even talked about the Silent Hill stream. Shit.
Oh,
Did you like, besides what the trailer that I sent you, did you read or see any of it?
Not really.
Okay. So they announced the Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team. Whoops. I think I've already been in here. Yes, I did. Who did Layers of Fear, Observer, Blair Witch, Medium. They announced something that I think actually you're going to like. It's called Silent Hill Townfall. And
Downfall.
yeah, not Downfall, but Townfall. And it's like a story-driven, like you make decisions that affect the outcome of the story type thing. But it looks like it takes place in the 80s because it's very like, I mean, like no like gameplay or anything was shown. I gotta go downstairs. But they showed like a trailer, obviously, and it's very like everything about it is like this is from the 80s. Like there's like a radio, like a little handheld radio that some dude's talking in, and there's like a CRT TV that's showing like a bunch of shit happening. And the developer, remember that game Observation, where you're in like the like that space station and you're floating around trying to like open. Yeah, it's that developer is making it.
That was a cool game.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool puzzle.
Yeah. So they're making that, and then there's one called Silent Hill Ascension, which they didn't really fully explain what it is, but
You go up.
That's it. The end. Oh,
Dick.
there's Laura.
Hey, wait!
It's like, you fucking little bitch.
Jesus, little kid.
I know. And then it like they didn't really explain what it is, except that it's some sort of like interactive thing where like you're in almost like a Twitch chat type thing, and you can put into the chat like what you want the main character to do, and what you put in affects like what happens in the story. But it's not like
it's kind of like a oh, what are they called? Kind of like the FMV games where you make choices at different times.
I guess. Like I said, they like showed nothing except like people in a chat room like just like being like, "Don't go in there" and stuff like that. And then they announced a new Silent Hill movie by the guy who directed the first one, Christoph Gans. And they didn't show any like footage or anything like that, but it's going to be based on Silent Hill 2. And then of course, Silent Hill F.
Really quick, did you notice how many bullet? I'd never noticed that before in that room. There's bullet holes everywhere,
Oh yeah.
and that's where the gun was.
Yeah, implying that some shit went down in here.
Shopping cart.
Check. Clearly that one doesn't have that magnetic lock on it.
Oh man, there's this game. Speaking of like when you're talking about the chat room and all that, there was a game that came out in 2004, 2005, and I've never seen another game like it to this day. It was called Evidence, and when you bought the
I know what you're
when you
talking about.
bought the game, it came in an evidence bag, and the case and everything looked like a, an investigation piece of evidence or whatever, and it was essentially a not point and click game, but it was essentially a puzzle game that you had to do research online to figure out, and you get clues from the game that were supposedly from this serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And the company that made the game put up a ton of websites that would show up in Google and like Yahoo searches, and they looked like real sites. They were like full sites with a bunch of different pages on them and everything, and they looked legit. And those websites only existed to show up on search engines when someone was playing the game. And not only that, and so like all the answers to the puzzles would be like hidden in these articles, and there'd be images where, let's say like something was mentioned in the game, and then so you searched up that thing on Google, and then you'd find a website regarding that thing, and there'd be like a picture of a building in this really benign looking article about some historical building, and you would see something in the picture like, oh, that's the thing from the clue I got, and then you would be able to figure out the puzzle that way. And on top of that, you would get emails in your actual inbox, in your actual email, from the serial killer, because they had an email server set up where it would like ping back to the server that you were at a certain part in the game, and once you got to that part, the server would send you an email. So if you logged into your Gmail, it would be you'd have an email from the serial killer, and if you stopped playing the game for a little while, like let's say like 4 or 5 days went by, the serial killer would email you and be like, you haven't solved any riddles in a while, blah blah blah, or, you can't catch me, and all that kind of stuff. And it was really immersive. It felt like you were doing an actual investigation. It was awesome. And I think the servers have been down for like 10 years now or something. But it's a bummer, because ever since then, I've wanted another game like that, but nobody's done it.
Yeah, I think that's honestly, like, that's the kind of stuff that I feel game developers really need to do, because like, that's something, like you said, that's like never been done before. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like a really, really neat concept, but of course it's such like a niche like concept that it's not big enough to be like to attract like a mass audience. And so of course it's not going to make any money, and of course it's not going to like go anywhere. And it's kind of a shame, really, because like ideas like that don't come very often at all.
Mm-mm. And I think now it might be popular just because of how big true crime is right now.
Oh yeah.
That if a company that had enough visibility did something like that, they would totally at least get a kind of a cult following and get people really into it. Because there's that Catch a Killer subscription
Yeah.
service
Yeah.
where you get like a bundle every month, and you have each bundle is like another set of clues to solve the murder or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd do pretty well, at least on some level.
I think so, but
God, now I just really want to play it, but the entire thing is broken. Like you can't even log in to the game.
that sucks.
Yeah, because when you start, you have to sign up to their services and all that. And when you say like create account or whatever, it's just like, oh, server could not be contacted. God damn it!
Why the fuck can I? Oh, duh.
This is an old game.
Yeah, I was under the impression that I could just do things automatically. Okay, so 10. Oh no, it's but. There we go.
I remember for the longest time when I was a kid, like I couldn't read clocks.
Like
I couldn't
clocks
tell
like
time.
that?
Like yeah, like a analog clock.
Oh, okay.
I could not read the time. And then I started. I can't remember where I heard it, but it was like if you look at a clock and you don't think of it as like, oh, I have to read each hand. You just look at the hour hand and like, oh, it's in between 9 and 10, so it's 9. And then you think of the minute hand as a percentage of the hour. It's like way easier.
Oh.
So if the minute hand is like on 6, like, oh, okay, it's 11:30, or if it's on 8, you're like, oh, it's 11:45 or whatever.
It's 50% of 10.
Yeah, and it makes reading a clock like way faster.
That's actually interesting. I've never thought about that way. This is where the pyramid thing was.
Pyramid Boy.
The Red Pyramid Boy.
The sexy, sexy triangle man.
That was the other thing that, speaking of like what I was talking about earlier with like Silent Hill having so much like symbolism with everything. What always pissed me off was, oh my god, it looked like somebody was like standing outside my window. Jesus Christ. It's just the reflection of at least I hope so.
It's just the reflection of the man standing behind me.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh. So with how like Pyramid Head ended up being like such like a cult favorite, and then he's like, but he's supposed to be specific to Silent Hill 2. Yet he's in both Silent Hill movies. He's in Silent Hill Homecoming. And it's like, he's not supposed to be. Pisses me off.
But money.
Yeah. Gotti. Gotti with a body.
I love his little...
Oh, God.
Kick. Oh.
I wasn't prepared for this soon. I remember seeing this when I was fucking, like, 13, and I was like, what is he doing?
He's touching her.
I always thought, you see that little thing on his face? Like, sticking out right there on the left? It's kind of hard to see.
A little bit, yeah.
I always thought that was an eye. just like he had one like goofy little eye, just like.
It's a breathing hole.
Yeah. I don't know what it's supposed to be actually. I don't even know what his head is supposed to be. Like I know obviously it's like a pyramid thing, but like I don't know what it's actually supposed to be.
I always thought it was based on like the medieval, torture helmet things. Where it's like a paying penance for something. Because there was like those.
Ooh, ah, ee, ooh.
Ouch! 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 But there was one specifically for women that used foul language too much or something, and it was like a helmet, this iron helmet they'd put on their heads, and there was a metal tab they would go in their mouth and hold their tongue down,
No shit.
and they'd have to wear it for however many days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then there was another version of it where it was the same helmet, but there was a chain connected to it, and then they'd march you through town in front of everybody,
Wow.
so everybody could throw shit at you.
Well, after that history lesson, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Silent Hill 2. For now, this is a one-off, but just because I wanted to talk about the Silent Hill stream and just play Silent Hill 2. But we will revisit this game in the future. Until next time, spooky, scary, creepy creatures of the night.
Goodbye!
Oh yeah, you can also... Never mind, I can't save. Well, fucking... Alright.
I was like, not right now. No.